After getting tired of shonen anime, I finally watched another seinen anime after a while, and like always, seinen anime never disappoints. ORB is a special anime. Special because it is inspired by true events that occurred in and around 15th century. This story is set in Poland, presented as the Kingdom of P. The story revolves around themes such as science versus religion, hope, trust, and now that I think of it, pretty much every emotion and feeling is shown brilliantly and beautifully. And one more thing unique is that it has 3 to 4 different protagonists, all having their own special story, but every protagonist has one thing in common. They all believe in heliocentrism. Heliocentrism is basically the truth and correct theory on how the planets and the sun are aligned, but back in those days, it was not accepted at all, whereas geocentrism was widely accepted and considered the ultimate correct theory. All the protagonists get dragged towards heliocentrism in one way or another, sees the truth and tries to prove it right. The antagonist is always basically the church, but mainly if asked for an individual antagonist, it would definitely 100% be this menace mercenary Novak. I just revealed the antagonist's name before the protagonist. That's how big of a menace he is. The first protagonist is a 12-year-old boy named Rafael, who thinks and acts rationally and according to the situation, often going against his own ideals and lying to others in order to lead an easy life. And most people are like that in real life. In the second part, I like to believe there were at least 2 protagonists, Oxy and Bedani. Wait, now that I think about it, every character played an equally important role in the series. Every single character. Except for those NPCs who appear once in a blue moon. Oxy is a rather pessimistic young lad who thinks that this world has nothing good to offer and one can get good things only after he dies and goes to heaven. Then a lot of things happen and he ends up meeting Bedani, a monk in a church who is my favorite character in the series. Bedani is the kind of person who doesn't care much for others and somewhat prefers to stay alone, but he has got that nothing to fear attitude, so if in some cases even he is scared, things are not well at all. Bedani is a very smart, intelligent man with a lot of knowledge. And let me tell you, part 2 is my favorite because of the story, of course, but also because of the other characters who play a major role in the unfolding of events. Part 3 introduces the most unique protagonist of all. It's someone who does not believe in God at all. Every other person we see beside her and her cunning old uncle believes in God in one form or another. Draka is a rather brave and courageous young girl who is almost always smarter than the people around him. And I found this character the most interesting. And just so you know, all the parts are in chronological order in real life time. So if one part ends, the next part is in the future. So we get to see familiar faces in multiple parts and one menacing face appears in all 3 parts, except for part 4, where the story shifts. Remember at the beginning how it was called the Kingdom of P? Now the story takes a sort of realistic turn and is presented as the Kingdom of Poland instead of just P. And the protagonist is an actual historical figure who played a part in heliocentrism, he accepted. Albert Brudzinski. Albert was a teacher of Nicholas Copernicus, the first man to widely popularize heliocentrism. ORB was one of those rare anime when I had to pause and search up the author's name. Really. Utso said genius. Uto is a philosophy degree dropout. Even so, the philosophies presented throughout the series made me rethink about my life and the world. Seriously, I'm not even joking at this point. The philosophies were in a way life-changing. One more thing I loved was character development. I won't say much though. And one more damn, everything's good about it. Coming back, one more wonderful thing is how human emotions are portrayed and overall the story is very realistic and characters act how actual people do. In my opinion, this is the best anime I've seen so far showcase human emotions so brilliantly. And finally, the this is kind of ironic anyway. The opening is a banger. An absolute banger. Kaiju is one of those openings which gets better the more you hear it, at least that's how it was for me. And I skip the opening very rarely, and that is rare for me to do unless it's an absolute banger like Kaiju. So, go watch ORB, you will love it. I said it only when I mean it. And if you don't like it, you're retarded. I can't say everything. Go watch ORB and find out for yourself.